This sewing armor project is going really well. I am actually delighted with the progress. It's time for the next part. The actual armor? Hello, it's Icy. Yes! We reached the point in the sewing armor project where I plan to make something that looks vaguely, and I do mean vaguely, like actual kind of armor. So this is going to comprise two pieces. I'm going to make kind of like a chest armor piece thingy. Ultimately, it's really just going to be plastic placemats, vinyl placemats, wrapped around the chest. So I've got the corset that I have here, which you can see in a previous video. And the idea will be, literally, I'll attach it at the back and have it wrap around, and then I'll have some lacing at the front. So because these are, I mean, you can see that they're fairly stiff. So they won't really require much support. As I'm going to be wearing these over top of the existing corset, they really don't need like any boning or anything like that. I might put some in. I'll make it up first and then I'll just see how it goes. I don't think it will need it. What I think I'll need to do, the plan is basically down the back I'm going to have like a strip of fabric, probably something stretch actually, and maybe if I have enough, some of the existing kind of hood material, which is that sort of heavy duty ponte, down the back to give it a little bit of stretch. And at the front I'll have, I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to try and do some lacing and then punch through some holes here. If I do that, I'll need to reinforce this because I think lacing would tear out. So I can possibly cut a second strip down the front, make it that way. I do have some eyelet holes. It seems like overkill, to be honest, considering I was trying to keep this project to placemats and not much else. Actually putting proper eyelet, like actual like grommet eyelet thingies in, seems like an expensive choice for something that probably isn't going to go on that often. So the other option I've got is I've got some little buckles. As this doesn't need to suck anything in, this doesn't need to be in tension. It just literally just needs to wrap around the body because all of the tensioning is going to be taken care of by the corset. A couple of little buckles across the front, that could be an option. So that's the plan for the chest piece. I think that should be relatively straightforward. Now for the skirt, or the hips, there's something. So the idea of this is I'm going to make kind of like an armored overskirt. Not very long, just kind of like top of, past the hips, top of the thigh kind of length. I think Aloy in the Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn games, she's kind of got like an overskirt. She wears it over pants, I'll wear it over a skirt, or maybe pants, we'll see. But yeah, like an armored kind of butt protection. Armored butt protection and hips. And I'm going to be making that out of this stuff again. So I think the plan is I'll have 3 pieces. I'm going to modify the shapes a little bit, have some overlap, and just kind of like wrap it around the hips. I will have it mounted on, like I'll give it like a waistband or something, and I'll sew it to that. Maybe even a whole full underskirt, like an actual piece of fabric, and then these are kind of attached on top as well. And then that basically gets like tied around my waist, and then that creates kind of the underskirt. Well, actually, sorry, technically an overskirt. I keep saying underskirt, but I mean overskirt, obviously, because it goes over the other skirt. So that's the plan. Now I have done some prototyping a little bit quite a while ago, like months ago, 6 weeks to 2 months. So I don't actually, I didn't write it down what I did. So I need to re-prototype just with some of the patterns and arrangements. So I think what I did is I had a flat one around the back, and then I had 2 vertical ones on the sides, but I can't actually remember. Right now I have 5 of these left, I think. Yeah, so I've got 5. So 2 of them will be for the chest, and that leaves me 3 for the skirt. And the other thing I need to think about is, like, it's got all these rounded corners. I don't want rounded corners on any of this. I don't think rounded corners is really going to work. So I need to work out how I'm shaping each of these to remove the placematishness of the look. Whether I want to, like a lot of the sort of, there's the circular theme that's going on through the rest of the armor. I mean, do I want to bring this into that? Do I want to cut, like circle shapes off the corners? Do I want it rounded, or do I just want to slice off the edges to make them, more square or more rectangle as required? What's the plan? So I need to do a little bit of fussing along those lines. The nice thing is, I can draw on the grey side, and then the black side is the visible, so we can do a little bit of trying out. But this is it. This is all I have left. I haven't checked Kmart recently to see if they're still selling these, but these things cycle through that shop real quick, so I'm going to assume that I cannot buy any more of these. I also have this much left from the one I sacrificed for the arm guards and the knife sheath. That's it. So there are no scraps around. There's nothing left. So we're just gonna have to make do. So yeah. Anyway, let's see how this goes. So the armour section of my sewing armour is complete. From the front, it looks, from the side, it looks very bulky. I am just wearing it right now with jeans. The normal idea for this would be to wear it with the skirt that actually has some volume, and so therefore the side profile would look slightly better. But as kind of like a, I guess, like a wrap that goes over the corset, it works really well. I'm not 100% happy with how the skirt is, like, sorry, the hip armor, the skirt armor, the armored skirt. I don't know. The hip bits, I'm not 100% happy with how they're fastening at the front. Right now I've just got them tied, which then leaves like a knot at the front underneath where the top corset joins, and so that's all a little bit bulky. So I might have to have a little go at some other way of fastening that. However, on the other side, the join I've got with the top part, where I'm just using an old belt hook thingy, actually forgotten what they're called, and a loop from an old bra, that's working really well. That's working super great. So the whole thing is reinforced like with a belt tape, basically, like as if it was a real corset. And it doesn't seem to be under excessive amounts of tension, because all of the tension and all of the stretchy stuff is taken by the corset underneath. So all it's got to do is just wrap around and hook. And so it's not like, it's not actually pulling as such. So that seems to be fine. But yes, it is actually sewn through the actual additional fabric tape as well, which is, I didn't say that before, a handle off the bag that got sacrificed for the inner layer of the pauldrons. So we are using everything. But I think I'm actually going to put one more video of the armor, which will just be a complete reveal where I'm just wearing the whole thing. But I think I might be done with this project, actually. I don't think I'm going to do, it's definitely leaning towards a sneaky assassin, so I'm going to go with the dagger rather than making like the little shield and a magic staff and all that kind of stuff. Maybe another costume another time might get those accoutrements at some other point, but I think this project is, I think I'd like to finish this project now so I can actually move on to other cool things. So yes, look for one other video where I am fully dressed to the nines in the costume, prancing around. I mean, as you do. And then, will I ever wear it again? Maybe. The odds are not great, but we'll see. However, you know what? If you want to make armor for a costume, and you are not a foam smith, and that's too expensive an option for you, plus to be a foam smith you need a lot of investment in a lot of other glues and all sorts of stuff to do that properly, ventilated areas, the whole thing. If that is more than what you're able to manage, I would highly recommend, like vinyl placemats. For real. If you can find a black one or grey, or even better, both in the same thing, it's wonderful. It's truly wonderful. It's absolutely worked amazingly. I'm just maybe tempted to remake the pauldrons at some point in like this stuff rather than sewing them. Sewing them with material. And conveniently, even though in the last video I said, actually this video earlier, where I said I don't have any more of these, literally as I was looking for something else in my sewing room, like seconds before recording this video, I found 2 more. So good job me, I went and bought some extras. So I don't know, at some other point I might use those and do something else, but not for a while, I think. Actually, possibly it's the belt. Oh, I can probably make a belt replacement with them, because this, not now, later, very much later, but as I said before, I'm not 100% happy with how the belt sits, like digs in at the bottom, as opposed to kind of sitting flatly around the hips. So that's an option at a later stage. But thank you very much for watching. Have you enjoyed this project? Do look out for the last video where I will put it all together, wear all of the things, and pretend I am an assassin, as you do. It's a lot of fun. Please follow me here on YouTube if you have not. A follow is always appreciated, and it's free. And if so inclined, do ring the bell to see future updates. Videos usually come out about once every 2 weeks. Occasionally there might be an extra one in between, especially if that's a very short and sharp, easy thing that only takes me a couple of hours. Do follow me on Instagram and various other places. All links in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.